The underarm disgrace of 1981. Imagine needing 6 runs off the final ball to tie the match. The batter is ready for a heroic 6. Then the bowler rolls the ball along the ground. This infamous moment happened in 1981 between Australia and New Zealand. With a 6 needed to tie, Australian captain Greg Chappell instructed his brother Trevor Chappell to bowl underarm, making a 6 impossible. The New Zealand batter reacted in disbelief, throwing his bat away in frustration. While the delivery was legal at the time, it was widely condemned as against the spirit of cricket. The outrage was so huge that the ICC later banned underarm bowling in limited overs cricket forever.
We're going to bowl an underarm. We haven't believed it. And that's a disappointing finish. Disappointed Brian McKechnie, the crowd boo.
The Bodyline terror of 1932 to 1933. With Sir Don Bradman scoring runs for fun, England captain Douglas Jardine devised a brutal tactic. His fast bowlers targeted the bodies of Australian batters while packing the leg side with fielders, hoping for catches off defensive shots. The strategy worked, but it was dangerous. Players were bruised, injured, and tensions between Australia and England reached boiling point. The controversy became so huge that cricket's lawmakers eventually introduced restrictions on leg-side field placements and later tightened rules around excessive short-pitched bowling to protect batters. What happens when a cricket match ends in a tie? Today, we have the Super Over, but in the 2007 T20 World Cup, things were very different. When India and Pakistan ended level, the winner was decided by a bowl-out, cricket's version of a penalty shootout. 5 bowlers from each side had to hit an unguarded set of stumps. No batter, just the wickets. India won comfortably, but fans and experts weren't impressed. The format felt disconnected from actual match cricket, and the ICC soon abandoned it. In its place came the far more thrilling Super Over, which remains the standard tiebreaker today. The fake fielding trick of 2017. Cricketers are always looking for clever ways to outsmart batters, but sometimes the tricks go too far. One example is fake fielding, where a fielder pretends to pick up or throw the ball without actually having it, hoping to confuse the batters and stop a run. This tactic caused enough controversy that the ICC introduced a rule in 2017 to ban it. Under the law, if a fielder intentionally deceives or distracts a batter with fake movements, the umpire can award the batting side 5 penalty runs immediately. For decades, running out the non-striker for leaving the crease early was seen as controversial. The dismissal became known as Mankading, named after Venu Mankad, and players like Ravichandran Ashwin often faced criticism for using it. Many called it against the spirit of the game, but bowlers argued that the non-striker was gaining an unfair advantage by leaving early. Eventually, the ICC agreed. In 2022, the law was rewritten and moved from the unfair play section to the standard run-out section. Today, it is treated like any other run-out, making it clear that non-strikers must remain in their crease until the ball is delivered. One of cricket's biggest scandals erupted in 2018 during Australia's tour of South Africa. Cameras caught Cameron Bancroft using yellow sandpaper on the ball before hurriedly hiding it in his trousers. The plan, involving Captain Steve Smith and Vice-Captain David Warner, was designed to rough up the ball and generate reverse swing. The footage sparked outrage across the sporting world. The consequences were severe. Smith and Warner received year-long bans, while Bancroft was suspended as well. The scandal prompted tougher enforcement of ball tampering rules, with stricter penalties and stronger sanctions for players caught illegally altering the ball. Fast bowlers used saliva to shine one side of the cricket ball, helping it swing through the air while the other side stayed rough. But when the COVID-19 pandemic arrived in 2020, Health concerns changed everything. Since the ball was handled by multiple players, the ICC introduced a temporary ban on using saliva to maintain it. Bowlers initially struggled and had to rely solely on sweat, but the game adapted quickly. Seeing that cricket functioned well without saliva, the ICC made the ban permanent. Today, applying saliva to the ball is illegal and can result in penalties for the fielding side. Cricket balls are rock hard, and at 150 kilometers per hour, they can be incredibly dangerous. For years, if a batter suffered a head injury, they either had to continue playing or retire hurt, leaving their team short-handed. Everything changed after the tragic death of Phil Hughes. The incident highlighted the serious risks of head injuries and pushed cricket to improve player safety. In 2019, the ICC introduced the concussion substitute rule. It gained major attention during the Ashes when Steve Smith was struck by a fierce delivery from Jofra Archer. Smith left the match, and Marnus Labuschagne was allowed to replace him as a like-for-like substitute. A beamer is one of the most dangerous deliveries in cricket. A full toss that flies toward the batter's chest or head without bouncing. Whether accidental or caused by frustration, beamers can cause serious injuries. To protect players, the ICC introduced strict rules. Any full toss above waist height is automatically called a no ball, but the punishment can be even harsher. If the umpire believes the delivery was dangerous, the bowler receives an official warning. If the same bowler delivers another dangerous beamer in that innings, they can be removed from the attack immediately and are not allowed to bowl again for the rest of the match. The rule ensures that player safety always comes first. The timed-out rule had existed for decades, but nobody expected it to decide a World Cup match. Sri Lanka's Angelo Matthews walked out to bat against Bangladesh, only for his helmet strap to snap before he could face a ball. As he waited for a replacement, the clock kept ticking. Under the rules, a new batter must be ready within 2 minutes. Bangladesh captain Shakib Al Hassan spotted the delay and appealed. The umpires had no choice but to uphold the law. Matthews became the first player in international cricket history to be dismissed timed out, a moment that shocked the cricket world and made teams far more aware of the clock. Imagine defending a ball, only to see it slowly rolling back toward your stumps. In panic, you reach out and push it away with your hand. For years, this was a separate dismissal called handling the ball. And even players like Steve Waugh were given out this way.
That's worth it.
But the ICC felt the rule was unnecessarily complicated. After all, using your hand to stop the ball is simply another way of interfering with the fielding side. To simplify the laws, the ICC merged handling the ball into the obstructing the field dismissal. The name changed, but the punishment stayed exactly the same. Once you're batting, keep your hands off the ball. Substitute fielders are meant to replace players who are genuinely injured or unwell. But during the 2005 Ashes, England found a loophole. They would send tired bowlers off the field and replace them with specialist fielders who could save runs and create chances. One of those substitutes was Gary Pratt. In a crucial moment, Pratt produced a brilliant direct hit to run out Australian captain Ricky Ponting. Ponting was furious, believing England had gained an unfair advantage by using a fresh fielding specialist. The controversy became so big that the ICC tightened the rules, ensuring teams could no longer use substitutes simply to improve their fielding. Punishing excessive appealing. Nothing creates excitement in cricket quite like a loud, "How's that?" But what happens when fielders appeal for everything, even when they know the batter is clearly not out? In the past, teams would surround umpires, shouting and celebrating in an attempt to create pressure and influence decisions. To stop this, the ICC introduced strict code of conduct rules against excessive appealing, can face heavy fines, demerit points, and even suspensions. The message is simple: appeal fairly and let the umpire decide. Umpires are human, and for decades, their mistakes were simply part of cricket. But in high-pressure matches, one wrong decision could change everything. The sport has seen countless controversial calls, including occasions where batters were given out despite the ball missing the bat or even the stumps. For years, players had no choice but to accept the umpire's verdict. This often led to frustration, heated arguments, and major controversies. To make the game fairer, the ICC introduced the Decision Review System, DRS. Using technologies like ball tracking and ultra edge, players can now challenge on-field decisions and correct obvious errors. DRS has transformed modern cricket, helping ensure that more decisions are right than ever. The Super Sub experiment failure. In 2005, the ICC introduced the Super Sub rule to add more strategy to one-day internationals. Teams had to name a substitute before the toss and could later swap that player into the match. On paper, it sounded brilliant. Meanwhile, the team that lost the toss often ended up with the wrong type of player for the situation. The imbalance was obvious. Fans disliked it, and the ICC scrapped the Super Sub rule less than a year after introducing it. In cricket's early days, boundary lines were often marked by metal fences or hard wooden boards. As fielders became faster and more athletic, sometimes crashing straight into these solid barriers. The result was a series of dangerous injuries that put player safety at risk. To solve the problem, the ICC made soft boundary cushions mandatory at international venues.